Alright everyone, and welcome to my first video on F1 2015. Here we are then at Silverstone. We're driving as Felipe Massa, and this is a 25% race I'm going to be showing you today. And yeah, here we are then in qualifying, and already something I wanted to talk about in this game there. A warning for corner cutting, but our quality time is still allowed here, and we're going to go through a couple of laps. So I'm actually going to talk a little bit before we get into this video. And yeah, I'm doing this on a pad at the minute, on Xbox One, if you're wondering, if you didn't know. And I am actually getting, well, I've actually got a wheel now, but this was recorded on the first day. Yeah, it was on the Friday, because yeah, I was sort of a little bit confused at first, because well, I started playing the game at midnight and I played it until about 3 AM, and then sort of later in the afternoon that day I went on there again and played this. And this wasn't actually the first race I did then, of course. I did play for about 3 hours, like once it was available on the Xbox store. So yeah, I would have uploaded them, but just like in the first race I did, I wasn't used to the game at all, and there's a lot of noobish driving in there, and it wouldn't have been, I don't think, that good to upload, as I'm not sure why I paused there. But anyway, but even so, I went to look at the file for that, and well, either it's got lost somewhere or corrupted, or I just forgot to press record. But either way, it wasn't there anyway, so I couldn't have uploaded it even if I wanted to. But yeah, this was the first 25% race I did on this game, and only the second race I actually did against the AI. As I said, the first one I did was with Kimi at Monza, and well, it didn't really go too well. I actually restarted a few times and I still ended up getting into a load of incidents. But yeah, this is yeah, as I say then, the first 25% race I did. I was running with all assists off except for traction control on medium, and as I was saying, this was on a pad. And since then I've actually, well, my Thrustmaster TX has arrived, so I'm using that now, and I'm using all assists off of that. And by the way, the AI deploy is on Legendary as well. And yeah, I'm actually really enjoying the handling of this so far then, both with the pad and the wheels, so that's very encouraging. I don't know if there is sort of an advantage like there was on F1 2014, but we'll have to see about that. In terms of videos, as you probably know if you're watching the 06 series I was doing not long ago, I am going to be continuing the Vettel career on this game. And yeah, despite some of the YouTubers probably doing the same, I know one of the big F1 YouTubers is doing a Vettel career already, but yeah, I'm still going to go ahead with the plans I've had, because I've had them for a while. So yeah, just a few people doing the same thing, as I'm going to sort of change that. And it really depends on how quickly I get up to speed with my TX, and I'm expecting it to be sort of at the end of this week, or maybe sort of the beginning of the next one. I mean, it should be Monday when this goes up, so it should be about a week away from the first episode of that. I'm sorry it's taking so long, but yeah, just need to get up to speed a little bit with the game so I can make sure I get the best videos out possible. And yeah, probably for the rest of this week then it might just be MotoGP, but yeah, I'll see if I can get some more of these just random races like this out for now then, as we come across the line then for our lap, and it's 6th place then with that time of 1:36.3, not too great. And I did actually end up getting a penalty, as I don't think you can see on the screen right now, but you will do if I scroll back up, and hopefully I do that. But yeah, I got a 5-place grid penalty because I went into the pit lane right behind Grosjean, and sort of he slowed for the limiter, and I expected it to just do it for me, which it kind of did, but I mean, I still got a penalty for it because I hit him. But we've got lights coming on now then at Silverstone, and away we go then from 11th on the grid. And yeah, not getting the best start. I think just the starts are very difficult in this game actually. This was even on medium track control as well. In fact, as we're looking to the outside and in turn 1, we see a little gap there, as between, well, past Alonso and Sainz there. We're past the two Spaniards then into 9th place, and we're looking at Nico Hülkenberg in the Force India then, and you can see our teammate I've had there, Valtteri Bottas, in 5th place, and we're hoping we can sort of get catch up to him then at some point in this race, and hopefully be sort of battling with him, because of course he's in the same car, so really the only person we can really compare against, I guess. But we would expect to be beating the likes of Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Nasser there, all up in front of us. As we're looking at Hülkenberg then through left field, but it's not really a place where you can really overtake him, certainly not on the first lap. Not really the best idea to be trying to move into there. But yep, we're still in 9th place, and that's a good start, 2 places up from where we started. I mean, we did qualify 6th, but still we got that penalty. And yeah, we're going to skip now to the second lap then. A little bit of train starting to form now behind Felipe Nasr then in the Sauber, and well, you can see there we're just losing the back end so much. I was still getting used to the sort of the torque of these engines. I mean, it's done us so much better though than 2014, I have to say. I mean, just on 2014 it was just annoying, but on this it's like fun and it's challenging, and I really like it, I have to say. As Sainz is up right inside, there's a little bit of contact and he's through then. And this is another thing I like, AI that overtake you on the inside. What is this? But yep, Sainz is through then. We've clipped the gravel again. Still not fully up to grips with this game, as I say. And obviously, as you would probably guess, I've never really been much of a pad fan. I haven't played pad properly since F1 2011. And yeah, it's been sort of yeah, so I've just sort of become accustomed to using a wheel, and sort of the only reason I actually ended up buying a wheel at the last minute was because of this game. So yeah, I'm certainly hoping that once I get up to speed with the wheel, as anyway, we'll come back to that as Kimi Raikkonen's gone off. Then there were yellow flags out, but we've still got 20 runners according to the thing, so it doesn't look like he stopped, but we'll have to see if we can find out what happened to him there then. So we got a very good run out of Stowe then on Sainz, and we're looking to the outside. There's a little bit of wheel banging there, and Massa throws his hand at them, but we're through and into 8th place and ran the outside in Vale. Of course, that became the inside for Club, so our teammate sets the fastest lap of the race, and we're up to 8th place. We see a replay now then of that instant up ahead, and look at this, and Vettel and the two Mercedes battling for first place, and Raikkonen thinks, oh, we'll have some of that. And then he has a puncture on the exit Chapel, and then Bottas clips him and wipes the front end out from underneath him, and yeah, off goes Raikkonen then, but he did rejoin and he came into the pits at the end of that lap. As we're skipping on to lap 4 then, we're right on the back of Hulkenberg now then. But are we going to get the move done this time? Yes, we are. We're at the inside into turn 3. I think it's like farm or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the corner names are, this new section, but we're up in 7th place, and then Grosjean and Nasr then up in front of us as part of this group, and then hopefully we can go chasing after our teammate Bottas then, as we get to a little bit later on in the lap then, and sort of Maggots and Beckett's complex where we seem to be quite quick. And yeah, look at us right on the back of the Sauber here then, and commentator's nightmare here then is Felipe Nasr and Felipe Massa. I'm going to start battling here then for 6th place, and it looks, well, we're going to have DRS now then, so's Nasr, so Grosjean might be the sitting duck here then, as we're getting in the slipstream, so's Nasr. We're looking to the inside then, look at the sparkling off that Lotus then, but we're at the inside of Nasr then, we're up into 6th place for now then, and can we get a good run on Grosjean then into Vale? It doesn't look like we're close enough, unfortunately, as Hamilton setting the fastest lap out front then, and yeah, sliding about our Club, as I was saying before. Hopefully once I get up to speed my new wheel, I'll be a fair bit quicker than this. But yeah, it looks like Nasr might be actually looking back at us there into turn 1, but no, not quite. And in fact, we've now got a very good run on Romain Grosjean then into turn 3, and we're at the inside then. We locked up a bit, and I think he actually took a bit of evasive action there, and we're up into P5 then. So yeah, it turned into a good race so far, but it looks like just in front of the map we're a long way behind Valtteri Bottas already then, so that's unfortunate, as apparently we've got enough fuel then to burn off a bit. So we're going to go up to mixed 3 for now then. Look at Nasr and Grosjean both looking at us there then. We go wide into Brooklands, and looks like Nasr's passed Grosjean then, and well, we're heading through Luffield and we're a bit wide. Grosjean's back through then, past him, and there's a little bit of contact. We're in the gravel. Nasr's back through then. Looks like Hulkenberg's moving through as well. And why on earth did we get a warning for that then, as Hulkenberg's there as well, and Sainz. I mean, I didn't realise Sainz were there actually, as we go into the back of Hulkenberg then in Cops, and somehow we didn't get any damage for that then, or we didn't even get a warning for that one. And in fact, our engineer congratulates us on that one then, as we bumped Sainz slightly in Maggots then, and we're now coming out of Chapel then. We might have a good run now then with DRS, and I think we're coming in on the end of this lap in fact, so it'd be good if we can get a move done here. There's a yellow flag up ahead somewhere. I have no idea what that was about, because I didn't see any incidents up ahead, but yeah, I sort of backed out of the move with Sainz due to it. But we got green flags now then, and coming into the pits, and you can see just how slowly they go, and that was actually what got me a penalty in qualifying. As you see, there's a little bit of actually contact there with Sainz anyway, but I mean, there's a much bigger contact with Grosjean in qualifying. That's what got me a 5-place grid penalty, which I was really annoyed with, because I just assumed that once it's like automatically slows you, then it would be doing a way that you don't crash into the person in front of you. We actually got held up a bit because of so many cars coming down the pit lane, and Rosberg has lost out big time then, and yeah, he's behind Nasr there, who's leapfrogged him. And one thing that's weird about this game is that teams like to double stack for some reason, and I don't get why they do that, but yeah, as you can see, it's cost Rosberg big time here then, as he presumably had to wait for a little bit behind Hamilton, and then with all the traffic coming down the pit lane. Anyway, we're drawing 16th place then, just behind Rosberg and Roberto Merry then, and well, Rosberg already needs to sort of get a move on here then and get past Nasser, as we're lining up Merry then. We didn't actually get DRS there because we weren't anywhere near him going into Maggots, but we don't need it then because the Williams far superior to the manner, of course, Mercedes versus Ferrari as well. Is obviously going to be one winner there then, and Massa then past Merry, and there we go then, up into 15th place, right behind Nasser and Rosberg. Now there's a yellow flag briefly up ahead. We'll see in a minute what that was all about then, as a lot of cars coming out of the pits now then on this lap, and we'll see where we filter out then, and that's Alonso there. So we've lost out quite a bit, I'd say, as Nasser and Ricciardo have a little bit of contact, and we're only 12th place then. I think maybe a couple more are coming in, but still 12th place, we've lost out a fair bit then. Now going to see a replay of what's going on up ahead then, as Vettel comes out of the pits then after his stop, and it looks like he's in the lead of the race then, as and then there's a contact in fact with Hamilton as he went to take his line, and Hamilton, I think it's just a little bit of a lack of communication there then, because it looked like there was space for them both to get through, but they both spun off and they both ended up with damage from that then, and you can see a train starting to form up ahead then. That's because both of them were losing a lot of ground then. They both had damage, but for some reason neither of them came in, as far as I'm aware, as Vettel's getting very slowly then through Copse, and we're going to have a look then. Ricciardo's looking to the inside. We just decided to mow the lawn for some reason, but then through Maggots we pass him. I think there may have been a little bit of contact there because he sort of got a little bit sideways, but then you see yet another massive train up ahead then, led by Hamilton then, because he's got damage as well. Kvyat is apparently leading the race, but I think he might have to pit still, I'm not sure, as we look to the inside then of Hamilton sliding it back under braking. I'm not sure why we got away with that move then, considering all the other warnings for track limits we've had before, but nonetheless we're up into 10th place then, and yeah, right on the back of this train now then, in the battle for the points. It goes up to about Rosberg, I think, in about 5th or 4th place. So yes, could still be a good result here then. And I was trying to get that drop down menu to work. It's so difficult to actually make it work in this if you don't have Connect, but we're past Ricciardo then, and are we going to get Verstappen as well then into turn 3? No, we're not, and once again it's Felipe Nasser then leading a bit of a train here then. Is in 5th place once again, and it has certainly tightened up quite a bit then, of course, with two of the main all three of the main contenders for the win in today's race in the wars, and Rosberg having a bad stop, and then Hamilton and Rosberg colliding. Yeah, it has really bunched things up again. So we see on the mini-maps actually Bottas now in the lead of the race then, I believe, there, and you see Nasser and Hülkenberg and Verstappen all battling then for 5th place, and that's great. I love to see the AI battling in this. It's really great to see, and we actually could have been in part of it then, but we sort of lost the back end of our left field, and now Ricciardo is right alongside us going into Copse, but surely he's not going to get a move done around the outside. No, he isn't, because we force him out onto the marbles then, and he loses quite a bit of time there. And yeah, we're now catching back up to this group once again then. Verstappen now passing Nasser for 5th place then, and Hülkenberg's having a look as well as we're going to look to the inside then. We're a little bit out of control. We tag Nasser, he bumps into Verstappen, and then through Club we go then. We're sliding about a bit. We bump into Hülkenberg. It's like bumper cars here then through these final couple of corners then, so we begin lap 9 of 13, and Verstappen then up into 5th place, and a very good drive so far then from the young Toro Rosso driver. So we bang wheels with Hülkenberg through turn 2, and we're up into 7th place then. And can we go after these two rookies now then? Theoretically we should, because we're in a much better car and overall the better engine. So yeah, across the line we can begin the next lap, and in fact Hülkenberg is now back on the attack of us then, and there's smoke up ahead as something happened to someone here then, and we see Nasser's car's ghosted, so it looks like he's had some kind of mechanical failure, and we're up into 6th place then, as Hülkenberg had to get out of that move then, and there we go then, up into 6th place then. Verstappen now has quite a bit of a gap in front of us because of that, and yeah, we'll have to see if we can catch him there as we get to the 3rd to last lap then, and Hülkenberg and Ricciardo both have DRS on us here then, and well, I think actually we had DRS then, but I think we might have actually been briefly behind for a split second, but we lose it a little bit coming out of Brooklands and into left field, and we're sliding about, and it looks like Hülkenberg through and Ricciardo then we're back down to 8th place. That's frustrating then. So you can see it's quite a train behind us actually then. A lot of cars bunched up during this second stint of the race then. as we look to the inside of Ricciardo and Hulkenberg into Vale towards the end of the lap. Then have we made the move stick? No, we haven't, because Ricciardo cuts back underneath us then, and Hulkenberg was thinking about it then, but just didn't have enough on the outside. And it's really nice to see the AI fighting back when you do those ridiculous kind of moves there, because in some games, you know, you could just chuck it in the inside and they just, you know, jump out of the way or just be going slowly or whatever. As we look to the inside then into turn 3, then once again seems to be our favourite overtaking place of the day then, and Ricciardo certainly fighting back there then through the loop, and it looked like he might have even tried to go for an overtake back at the inside there, but he's going to wait for the DRS then to kick in, and there he goes, he's at the inside. Can he make it stick into Brooklands? Yes, he has. He's taken the line away, but then he seems to get it all wrong on the exit, and then we lose the back end on the exit as well. We get a warning for some reason, but still we've dropped down to 11th place then behind Alonso and Maldonado here then, and we've got Ericsson behind us as well then. He doesn't seem to be that close to us, so we're looking at Alonso then, a little bit of bump drafting there in fact. I don't know how the McLaren Honda can be so OP in a straight line there. There's a little bit of contact there as we sort of slam the door into Cox. Alonso's gone spinning, and we're now looking at Maldonado into Magnussen. And would you believe it, 2 corners and 2 crashes then, and Maldonado's gone spinning off then, and wow, this is starting to go a little bit wrong here then, I have to say. The engineer's telling us to be careful, and but we've not now got DRS on Nico Hulkenberg towards Stowe. We seem to have been battling him all race, so we got the inside then, banging wheels, and we just seem to have got fused together there for a second, and Hulkenberg's gone spinning now, and well, I don't know what was going on in these last few laps. It seems I just seemed to activate full noob mode. 3 incidents in the space of about a sector, wiping out Alonso, Maldonado and Hulkenberg there. But yeah, we're down to 11th place then. Grosjean comes into the pits for some reason, I'm not sure what that was about. So we're up into 10th place there then, and once again just losing it out of Brooklands for the 3rd lap in a row. I don't know if we were having like tyre wear problems. I mean, I don't know why we would, because we were on the prime side at this stage and as we lose it again. But I mean, we had 10th place comfy at this stage then, because Vettel was still struggling a little bit with that car after that incident with Hamilton, and then a few corners from the end we get a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. So yeah, those last couple of laps couldn't have gone much worse for us then. I don't know what we were doing there, to be honest, but I have to say I really did enjoy this race, and I think if you watched it, I hope that if you have been feeling kind of negative about F1 2015, then you sort of, your mind has been changed a bit, because I think this was a really fun race, and the online does have its problems, but I think this was a really fun offline race, and does show that this game does have great potential as we come across the line now, and it's 10th place at Silverstone. So there's the final results then, and it was indeed our teammate Valtteri Bottas then who took the win in the end, and we were hoping that we could stick with him today, but no, we were 37 seconds off in the end. It was 34 but without the penalty. And Rosberg then, 2nd place for him then, despite that botched pit stop. Danny Kvyat then gets his first podium with 3rd place. Max Verstappen there, up in 4th place for Toro Rosso as well. Fantastic result for him. So we're down in 10th place then, behind Ericsson and Button. So yeah, not a great day for us then. It all just went wrong in those final few laps. And yeah, that's it for this first F1 2015 race then, pretty much. As I say, Vettel career will probably be coming up in about a week's time. And yeah, I hope you're looking forward to that. If you did enjoy today's race, then make sure you leave a like, and I'll see you next time for whichever video I make next. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.